Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Learning English with Mr. Johnny and Mia. I'm Mr. Johnny. If you're listening right now, it means you are choosing to learn slowly, naturally, and with confidence. In our last podcast, we talked about problems and solutions. Today, we move one step forward, because when someone shares a problem, the next thing we often do is give advice.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mia. Sometimes I want to help people, but I don't know how to give advice in English. I'm afraid my words sound too strong or not polite enough.
That's a very common feeling, Mia. And that's exactly why today's topic is important. In this podcast, you will learn how to give advice in a kind, soft, and natural way. Not strong, not rude, just clear and respectful.
So we're going to learn phrases like, you should, you could, and you might want to.
Exactly. And we will also practice how to ask for advice, give suggestions, accept advice politely, and even say no respectfully.
That sounds very useful for daily life.
It is, because advice is not about telling people what to do. Advice is about support. And when you learn how to give advice in English, you don't just improve your language, you improve your communication.
I'm ready to learn.
Wonderful. So relax, take a breath, and learn with us. This is Learning English Podcast 13 with Mr. Johnny and Mia. Let's begin.
So advice is support, not control.
Mia, before we give advice, let's understand one thing. Advice is not telling people what to do. Advice is helping someone see another option.
Can I share a suggestion?
Exactly. You can start advice with, let me give you some advice. Can I share a suggestion?
You should practice English every day.
The most common word for advice is should. You can say, you should rest. You should practice more.
You could study for 10 minutes a day.
Could, but remember, should sounds a little strong. Use it with a kind tone. If you want to sound softer, use could. You could try listening to podcasts. You could take a short break.
You might want to speak more slowly.
That sounds gentle and friendly. Now let's make advice very soft. Use you might want to.
Do you have any advice for learning English? In my experience, listening every day helps.
Perfect. This is great when you don't want pressure. Before giving advice, we often ask for it. You can say, what should I do? Do you have any advice?
You could talk to yourself in English. Many people feel stressed.
Very natural. You can give advice using your experience. Say, in my experience, what worked for me was.
Thank you. I'll try that.
That sounds honest and real. You should listen daily. You could speak out loud. You might want to practice with a partner.
Thank you. But I want to try my own way.
Yes, you can say, you should rest more. You might want to slow down. When someone gives you advice, be polite. You can say, thank you. I'll try that. That's a good idea.
I feel tired and unmotivated.
You don't always have to agree, but be respectful. You can say, I understand, but I'll think about it. Thank you, but I want to try my own way.
Thank you. That sounds helpful.
Mia, tell me a problem.
Johnny, my friend feels confused about life.
Here's my advice. You should rest today. You could study tomorrow morning. You might want to start small.
So advice can also calm people.
That's very common. You could say, you might want to take some time to think. You don't have to decide everything now.
Many people ask, how can I improve English quickly?
Yes, sometimes advice is just comfort.
Enjoy the process. I like that.
I always say, you should be patient. You could practice every day. You might want to enjoy the process.
If I were you, I would practice speaking more.
A very natural phrase is, if I were you, I would.
You might want to sleep earlier.
Perfect. This sounds friendly, not bossy. Advice often talks about habits. You can say, you should build small habits. You could change one thing at a time.
Would you like a suggestion?
Great example. Good communicators ask first. You can say, can I give you some advice? Would you like a suggestion?
What about emotional problems?
Very polite.
That sounds caring.
Then advice should be soft. You can say, it's okay to feel that way. You might want to talk to someone you trust.
Protect your energy. That's important.
For work stress, you should take breaks. You could set clear boundaries. You might want to protect your energy.
Because it sounds too strong?
Let's talk about mistakes. Don't say, you must, you have to.
If I were you, I would start small. You could focus on one goal. You might want to be kinder to yourself.
Exactly. Mia, give me advice. I feel stuck.
Pause and repeat.
That was excellent advice. Listeners, repeat after me. You should, you could, you might want to.
Johnny, what if people don't accept my advice?
That's a great question, Mia. And listeners, this happens to everyone. Sometimes people don't want advice. They just want to be heard. You can say, that's okay. I understand. Take your time. Advice is not about control. It's about respect.
So it's okay if they don't listen.
Yes, you did your part, and that is enough. Let's compare. Strong advice. You must change your job. Soft advice. You might want to think about a new job.
The second one feels kinder.
Exactly. Soft advice builds trust. Strong advice breaks connection. Remember this, my friends. English is not just words. English is feeling.
Johnny, how do you usually give advice?
I use stories. For example, I say, when I was learning English, I felt scared too. If I were you, I would practice a little every day.
That feels more real.
Yes, stories make advice human. Listeners, try this. Share your experience. Don't give orders. Give understanding.
Many listeners are beginners. What advice can we give them?
I would say, you should not rush. You could listen every day. You might want to enjoy small progress. Fluency is not speed. Fluency is comfort.
That makes me feel less pressure.
Good. Learning should feel safe. Now let's flip the situation. How do we ask for advice? You can say, what do you think I should do? Do you have any suggestions? Can you give me some advice?
Those sound very natural.
Because they are.
Johnny, many people are afraid to speak English.
Then my advice is simple. It's okay to make mistakes. You should be kind to yourself. You might want to try, even if your voice shakes. Confidence is not loud. Confidence is calm.
I feel that.
Listeners, say this with me. If I were you, I would try again. You might want to take a break. You don't have to be perfect.
Pause. Repeat slowly.
Before we finish today, remember this. Advice should heal, not hurt. Advice should guide, not push. And sometimes the best advice is simply saying, I'm here for you.
Mr. Johnny, before we finish, I just want to say something. Today's lesson made English feel easier, not scary, not stressful.
That makes me very happy, Mia. And my friends, if you feel the same way right now, that means you're learning correctly.
I realized that I don't need to speak fast. I just need to speak honestly.
Exactly. English is not about being perfect. It's about being understood. And every time you listen, you build more confidence, even if you don't notice it yet.
So please don't stop here.
Yes, stay with us. In the next podcast, we'll talk about making decisions confidently in English, how to say what you choose, how to sound calm, how to trust your voice.
I'm really looking forward to that.
And we're looking forward to learning with you. If this podcast helped you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and continue this journey with us.
See you in the next episode.
This is Mr. Johnny and Mia. Thank you for listening. See you soon.